My name is Rebekah Epps, and I am in your class on Monday at 2:30. And my real-world question is, how many girls in 1 week period, and at the gym our 1 week period is from Monday at 4 o'clock to Thursday at 8:45. So, from that, can hold their handstand perfectly for 3 seconds. Now, whenever I say perfectly, I mean that whenever the girls start, they start in a perfect body position, which means that our first leg is in a lunge and the back leg is straight. And our hands are straight up, squeezing our ears. Now, whenever they kick up in their handstand, they have to lift this leg into what we call a lever, and then kick up all the way up into handstand, keeping our body completely straight, not arching the back or pushing out the booty. We got to keep a perfect straight hollow body position. From that, they have to finish the handstand back into the way they started. They can't switch legs. They got to keep it perfectly back in our lunge. When they're in the handstand, they also have to maintain pointed toes, and they can't bend their legs. It's got to be straight. So you want to think about like a pencil or a ruler, something that has no bend. So someone who can hold that for 3 seconds long. I was really strict on the time. I used the clock for the 3 seconds, so it wasn't my own 3 seconds. So from that data, or from that question, I tested 112 girls. And from that, I found out that 60 of them were a yes, and then 52 of them were a no. So about half could do it and half couldn't. So out of most of these students are the same age, ranging or about 7 years old is the amount of kids I did, and their ability level are all the same. I coach the same ability level on all these classes. So from that data, I put it into a table. So my first class, I had 2 students that could do it, and then I had 7 students that could not do it. Class 2, I had 1 student that could, and then 4 students that could not. Class 3, I had 3 students that could, and then 4 students that could, and 3 students who could not. Class 4, I had 1 student that could, and 3 students that could not. Class 5, I had 7 students that could, and 3 students that could not. Class 6, I had both, half and half, 3 that could and could not. Class 7, I only had 3 students that could out of my class. Only 3 people are in that class. Now my 8th class, I had 8 students that could and 4 that could not. 9, I had 3 students that could and 4 students that could not. My class 10, I had only 5 students that can. Class 11, I had 3 students that could. And then class 12, I had 5 students that could and 1 student that could not. Class 13, 1 student that could and 5 students that could not. Class 14, I had 2 students that could. 15, I had 4 students that could and 2 students that could not. 16, I had 3 students that could and 2 students that could not. In class 17, I had 9 students that could and then only 1 that could not. So as you can see, a lot of my girls were all over the place, from ranging to no one that could not and a lot of people that could. So I took that and I did a standard deviation of my data. And I found out that of all that, my 112 girls, we have a -3 to a +6. So then I threw out the idea of how can we make our outcome more successful? How can I get all these girls, not so scattered, even if it's about the same? So I did a lot of research, and I learned that we need to focus more on our body control. If we focus on where our body's at, we know how to keep it there. The next one is make our muscles stronger. If you do a lot of, conditioning, push-ups, do a lot of those at the class period, sit-ups, learning to use those muscles. We also, a lot of core action. This is all about our core. Climbing the rope. We have our girls climb it without using their legs to get that arm strength. We also get them to do a lot of tumbling. A lot of the tumbling uses our handstand, so that's why it's so important. And then our last one is more drill work on the skill. If we can focus on how to get the skill perfect, we can work, how to get that skill, like how to get that perfect lunge, how to get that perfect hollow body position. Things like that can make our outcome more successful.